So welcome to Praxis Yoga, Physical Yoga Practice, Winter Series 1. So today we're going to work with a simple sequence, firstly working into cat and swan, which will then progress into the sphinx posture, a simple back bend, which are great for developing strength within your back, obviously, but also it acts as a counterpose of the everyday movements of what tend to be forward bends. And back bends are wonderful, particularly this type, because they warm you up and they are strong postures because you're working some very long muscles in order to be able to work into this back bend, and they're also very grounding. So I'm going to encourage you to have a go and let's see how we get on. Okay, so first of all, let's come into cat position, because cat is a lovely one to prepare for sphinx. And it's a way of regrounding. So as you come into cat position, ensuring that your hands are the width of your mat and your knees and your legs are hip width apart. So you've got a really good sense of balance and feeling safe on your mat. Brilliant. Okay, becoming aware of your hands for a moment and spread your fingers out wide, like big paws of a lion or even a tiger. And knowing that they are there to support you, but also this in itself is a load bearing movement. You're developing that all important strength within the forearms, particularly for women. As we get older, our bone density starts to reduce. So these movements are really, really key. I cannot stress them enough. They've certainly benefited me. So as you come into cat position, making sure that you're looking ahead of you at the wall ahead. Don't look towards the floor, because you want to keep the neck and head in line with the remainder of your spine, and tuck your tailbone in slightly and let your belly muscles go soft. Brilliant. Feet are flat, shins are flat to the floor. So we'll work with 3 rounds of cat, just cat for the moment. So as you breathe in, press your hands down, press your shins down, and as you breathe out, arch your spine as beautifully as you can. When I say beautifully, it's what you feel is beautiful in terms of that really good stretch. As you breathe in, flat your back, look ahead of you, tailbone slightly tucked under, but pressing your hands down, your shins and your feet. And as you breathe out, arch, 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 tucking your chin under, tuck your tailbone under, and feeling that, it's just a wonderful stretch. Once more, breathing in, flat your back, let your belly muscles go soft, pressing shins down, feet down, hands down, looking straight ahead. And as you breathe out, tucking your chin under, really accentuate that arch now as all the breath leaves. Okay, for the next 3 rounds, we're going to go into cat and swan. So curl your toes under now, breathing in, look straight ahead as you've just done. And as you breathe out, arch, 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 let all the air go as you arch the spine, tuck your chin under, and then lower your pelvis back towards your heels. When you're ready to breathe in, come back onto all fours, looking straight ahead of you, lengthen spine. As you breathe out, arching the spine and lowering your pelvis backwards and towards your raised heels. Once more in your own time, breathing in, press your hands down, press your toes down. As you breathe in, head forward. As you breathe out, arching the spine, going back onto your raised heels. Wonderful. And enjoy that really good stretch with your arms lengthened, hands connected to the floor, and just stay there for a couple of rounds of breath as you work into that forward bend. Really lengthening the spine and just enjoying the release of perhaps any tightened bits within your spine, within your back. Brilliant. And then I'm going to invite you to come flat on the front of your body with the arms by the sides of you and forehead resting on the floor. You're coming into now what we call the prone position. Legs together, feet together, arms by the sides of you, forehead resting on the floor, chin tucked under. It's another base position, and a crucial one for many of the movements that we do within yoga practice, as well as one we use for sleep. So it's a nice one to feel a connection to the earth and to feel safe. And we're using our own body weight to go into as much depth within the practice as you wish. So just connecting now with the meeting points that you're making with the floor right now. So noticing your feet, noticing the front of your legs, your hips, your abdomen, your thoracic cavity, the chest in particular, becoming aware of the fronts of your shoulders, your arms and your hands and your head. Brilliant. Okay, we're going to work with a very simple prep back bend, all right? Because the crucial points in terms of back bends, in terms of how I teach it, the motoring movement, the initiator for movement comes from the chest, not your neck or your head, because these have greatest amounts of movement in terms of the spine. We're working from the lesser mobile part of the spine, which is your thoracic bones in effect, because that's there to protect you. And you have to work harder, but it's a safer gauge than working from, as I said, your head, neck, and even your lower spine. So what I'd like you to do now is to ease your tops of your thighs into the floor a bit, just press down, and your hips and your belly, they must not leave the floor, or your lower legs or feet. They are there, they are connected. Okay, bringing your hands, palms of your hands to the sides of your legs, like tram lines. When you're ready, as you breathe in, I want you to peel your chest off the floor. Peel your chest, then your shoulders, then your head. And gently just lift up a little, looking ahead. And when you're ready to breathe out, tuck your chin under, motoring from your chest first. Start to lower at your chest, then your shoulders, then your forehead to the floor. Last part to touch the floor. Twice more, breathing in. Peeling your chest, your shoulders, your head off the floor. Slide your hands down the sides of your legs, encouraging the shoulders to come away from your ears. And as you breathe out, lowering back down from your chest first, then your shoulders, then your forehead to the floor. And once more, breathing in, coming into this very simple upper back bend. You're working really well now. This takes a lot of effort. Well done. And as you breathe out, gently come back down. Wonderful. And you might be noticing it's quite a quietening practice. Quietens things down. Brilliant. Well done. Okay, I'm going to invite you now to bring your hands into sphinx position. So taking your arms and your hands, mat width distance apart, forearms flat on the floor, palms forwards, just like the sphinx at Giza in front of the pyramids. Yeah, that's the image I want you to have, because that's the posture we're going to be coming into. So forehead resting on the floor and adjusting your hands so they're parallel to around the height of your head. You'll know when you come up into this back bend where your hands need to be in relation to your ears, head, even maybe a bit more forwards. The main thing is your forearms are flat, they do not leave the floor, and you're comfortable. You've got a good distance between the arms and hands. All right. So when you're ready, as you breathe in, start to lift your chest, shoulders, head off the floor and come to resting on your forearms, fingers outstretched. And then as you breathe out, start to lower at your chest, shoulders, forehead to the floor. Well done. Breathing in, press your legs down, press your belly down and start to lift from your chest, shoulders, head, come to resting on your forearms. And as you breathe out, come all the way back down. Beautiful lifting and movement on the in-breath. And a returning back to earth on the out-breath. I want you to stay with that for 2 more rounds. So breathing in, gently coming into your back bend, your sphinx posture. Pressing down on the arms. And as you breathe out, come back down to earth. And once more, breathing in, pressing your arms down. Engage the hips, the legs, the feet as you lift into your upper back bend. And as you breathe out, come all the way back down. Well done. Well done. Okay, I'm going to invite you to come and hold the asana now. For this is, for me, when I offer this in terms of teaching and my own practice, it invites a much more still place within. A grounded still place, a quiet place, and yet strong holding posture. So when you're ready, come into your sphinx. And as you breathe out, shuffle your arms until you get comfortable and hold the posture as you breathe out. Just staying there now, coming back to your belly button as you breathe in from navel to nose, breathing in and breathing out from your nose all the way down your spine towards your belly button. Breathing in from navel to nose. Breathing out, nose to navel. Twice more, breathing in from navel to nose. And then nose to navel. Once more in your own time, breathing in from navel to nose, and then nose to navel as you breathe out. Brilliant. And just stay there now and let your body be breathed in and let your body be breathed out. Everything goes quiet now, much more quiet. Well done. Capture this moment. Simply capture this moment of holding your back bend, the sphinx. And then when you are ready, I'm going to invite you to very gently lower your trunk back towards the floor. With your arms now by the sides of you, your head turned to one side and rest. So feeling now the meeting points that your feet, legs, whole of the front of your body, arms and hands, neck and head are making with the floor. Feeling the safety of the floor underneath you and noticing now perhaps the quietness. The mind is quieter. So I'm going to invite you now to just hold this resting position for 3 rounds of breath. So allow the breath to come in through the nose. And as you breathe out, blow the breath away across your shoulder like a whisper. Twice more, breathing in through the nose. And blow the breath away like a whisper across your shoulder. Once more. Brilliant. And then very gently turn your head, forehead resting on the floor, hands underneath your shoulders to lift yourself back up. Back into swan, pelvis resting on your heels, arms outstretched. As we come into a forward bend, to counterpose your back bend, this is really important. So when you're ready, come back into cat. You know it. As you breathe out, arching your spine and easing your pelvis backwards. Well done. Breathing in, coming back into cat. And as you breathe out, arch that spine, tucking your chin under, tailbone under, easing your pelvis backwards. And once more to conclude this counterpose sequence. Wonderful. Well done. Well done, you. And then when you're ready, coming into an upright seated position as we draw closure to this practice, preparing for your re-entry into the external world. So bringing your hands together now. Perhaps give yourself a clap, but really, no. Okay, it's up to you. Hands in namaste, in prayer position in front of your heart and lowering your chin towards your chest. Eyes closed and just holding this space. Concluding with 3 rounds of Om Shanti. So first of all, take a deep breath in and out and let it go. Good. And then when you're ready, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, and peace be with you. Very gently lifting your head up to reconnect as you open the eyes, to reconnect with the light around you, the sounds around you. How are you feeling? And what are you going to take from your practice into daily life or perhaps into sleep now? Up to you. Main thing is what's going to be good for you to take with you. So we draw closure now to today's practice. So I wish you well, Om Shanti, and thank you.